He was sentenced to 19 years in prison for just a loaf of bread. Jack spent every day in the water doing the hardest work. One day Jack finally served his time, but the warden still refused to let him go. He gave Jack an impossible task. The warden demanded Jack carry a flagpole weighing hundreds of pounds by himself. Jack used every ounce of strength he had. A miracle happened. He lifted the pole and walked up to the warden. The warden reluctantly handed over the release papers, but Jack noticed something was wrong. The yellowed paper clearly marked him as a dangerous man. The so-called freedom was only parole. He had to report to the police station every week. Jack was furious. He stole the bread to save his starving nephew. That crime had earned him 5 years, and during his time in prison the warden targeted him at every turn. Jack's sentence was extended to 19 years. Now, even as he was about to be released, he could not gain true freedom. He despised the self-righteous warden Javert, but he had no choice but to take the release papers. He did not know the world outside prison was even harsher. He looked for work everywhere, but no one wanted to hire a recently released dangerous man. He tried to beg in the town, but the adults chased him away. Even children threw stones to drive him off. At night he hid in a stable, but the owner insisted he leave. Snowflakes fell from the sky. Jack was cold and hungry. He could only sleep by a tombstone for the night. Suddenly, a priest appeared before him. It turned out this was not a cemetery. It was the church's backyard. The priest warmly invited him inside to escape the snow. He prepared a hearty meal and a warm bed for Jack. But Jack was already full of despair for the world. He stole valuable items from the church. Then he ran away under the cover of night. Before he could sell the items, the police caught him again. They brought the stolen goods and asked the priest to identify Jack's crimes. But the priest said all of it was a gift for him. The priest picked up an expensive candlestick from the table. He said Jack had left too quickly. He forgot to take the most valuable thing. The police had no choice but to release him. The priest quietly advised Jack to make good use of the silver. He told him to be honest and upright. Jack's heart was touched. Over 20 years of injustice and suffering had left him hopeless. But the priest pulled him back from the edge of moral collapse. The priest taught him what compassion really meant. Jack decided to start his life over. He tore up the release papers that symbolized his painful past. He began a new life under a new identity. 8 years passed quickly. Jack had changed tremendously. He now went by the name Madeleine. Using the silver given by the priest, he set up a factory. Madeleine gained great respect in the city. He was even elected mayor, but the world remained harsh. The poor still lived in misery. The streets were full of homeless people. Jack could only use his small power to help as many as he could, but tensions still existed among the workers. A female worker named Fantine was bullied for her looks. Jack went to mediate, but he looked up and saw a familiar face. He had the foreman handle the dispute, and went upstairs to see Warden Javert. But Javert did not recognize him. Javert had been transferred to this city as the police chief under Jack. He simply found Jack strangely familiar. Jack dared not meet Javert's eyes for too long, but then an unexpected event occurred outside. It nearly exposed Jack's identity.